For centuries, physics has treated reality like a stage. Space is the empty theater where events happen, and time is a universal ticking clock on the wall, completely indifferent to whether we are here to watch it. The observer-dependent theory of everything, or ODTOE, argues the exact opposite. Reality is not a pre-existing stage. Time and space do not wait for us to arrive. They are generated simultaneously, as mathematical outputs, at the exact moment an observer is born. This creates a severe logical trap, the paradox of self-observation. If an observer must exist to generate reality, but requires time and space to form in the first place, neither can logically come first. To solve this, we have to throw out our human intuition of before and after. We have to look at the mathematics of a state completely devoid of time. We can audit the universe's ultimate birth event using a framework called Composite Theorem STT1. This theorem breaks down the exact instant of observer birth into a strict 5-step mathematical chain. If this progression holds true, it proves that an entity can bootstrap itself into existence without violating the laws of cause and effect. Step 1 begins in what mathematicians call a Hilbert space. This is a substrate of pure, infinite potential. It contains absolutely zero time, zero space, and no defined geometry. Step 2 introduces a spontaneous fluctuation within this void, operating entirely without an observer, similar to quantum zero-point noise. The system gets nudged out of absolute symmetry. This creates an immediate critical mechanical problem. For this raw, unguided energy to survive the surrounding chaos and not immediately collapse, it must lock on to a stable orientation. Step 3 is the KAM filter, a mathematical sieve stripping away unstable trajectories. The single surviving trajectory, defined by the golden ratio, locks one orientation vector permanently into place. We now have a fixed direction, yet remain suspended in absolute timelessness. In step 4, with that orientation locked in, a topological loop known as Schauder existence formally closes. The observer mathematically defines itself. At the exact instant this loop connects, a discrete time step is generated. Time begins ticking as a direct output of the mathematical aeration. Simultaneously, a self-observing system requires mathematical room to link its outputs back to its inputs without collapsing. Therefore, a minimum of 3 spatial dimensions violently erupt into existence. Space and time are the structural exhaust created by the observer's self-reference. They are not a pre-existing room the observer walked into. The paradox dissolves when we view these steps as a sequence of data dependencies. Each link in the chain, from the void to the filter to the observer, provides exactly what the next one needs to exist, allowing the system to build itself without a pre-existing environment. The time created at this birth event does not merely march forward like a standard clock. It projects bidirectionally, shooting out in 2 opposing directions from the birth moment. The past crystallizes into an indestructible record that can never be altered. The future remains malleable, a matrix of probabilities shaped by goal attractors pulling the timeline forward. The present acts as a razor's edge, continuously cementing history while navigating a teleological future. We can see the physical footprint of this mathematical structure in John Archibald Wheeler's delayed choice quantum experiment. Wheeler observed a paradox where experimental choices made in the present appear to retroactively alter the path a photon took in the past. The ODTOE framework resolves this without breaking the laws of reality. According to the mathematics of the bidirectional split, the present choice doesn't actually change the indestructible past. The past remains entirely untouched. The apparent retroactive effect is merely a shift in our ability to reconstruct the malleable future component as we observe it in the present. We can scale this exact mathematical sequence from the microscopic quantum edge to the absolute macro limit of reality, the Big Bang. ODTOE identifies the Big Bang as the moment the cosmos achieved its first successful self-observation, the point at which the cosmic observer loop formally closed. This primordial distinction event locked the golden resonance into place, instantly organizing the universe's chaotic potential into a stable 3-dimensional grid of time and space. We live as the constant architects of the dimensions we inhabit, generating the very coordinates of our existence through the act of being present. Every act of observation produces its own coordinate system. Whenever a new observer is born, a new universe of time and space emerges with them.